Today I'm going to show you how to make a tiny planet artwork using both GIMP first and then later in Photoshop. You can use the image I provided or find one of your own. If you find one of your own, make sure that you find one that has the bulk of the image area in the center third of the photo for the best results. So in GIMP you can open up the links that I provided, and the first thing I want to show you how is if you go to Distort, Map, and Tiny Planet, you can see what it does really quickly. The problem is that it leaves this seam in the middle, and I think it looks a lot better if you can make your seamless. Also, I'm going to show you how to get rid of some of the image so that the antennas don't stick way out. So let's go to our photo that I gave you links for. And what we're going to do is get the selection tool and copy the left-hand side of the photo. So go to Select and then Copy. And then we're going to go to Paste. And whenever you want to make a new layer, you click Enter and click the New Layer button so that it's on a separate layer. Then we're going to get this Flip tool and make it reverse so it goes the other way. Alright, and then get the Move tool and move it all the way over to the right side of the picture. What this does is it gives us the same looking sky and building on the right and the left so that when you wrap them together, there's not a seam line. Okay, so to do that, after you have that new layer pasted, get the eraser tool, choose a soft brush with no hardness, and you can make it any size you want. I'd go big though. You need to erase it gradually. So you just want to erase that seam line right where the new layer meets the old layer. If you press the bracket keys on the side on your keyboard next to the P, you can make the brush bigger so you don't always have to go into the tab. So what I'm going to do here is just erase so that the two images blend together so that I can make it, not obvious that I copied another piece on there. So using a big soft brush enables me to just kind of make it look like the two things were never pasted together. You really want to hit that center line really good though and make sure there's no line. Alright, see now when we click on it, you can see that they look like it belongs that way, like you don't see a seam anymore. Now you want to merge these layers down. So go up here to Layer and say Merge Down. So now they're all on one layer. So go into Map and choose the Little Planet filter. This is really great in GIMP. It gives you a lot of options. You can zoom it in and out. This is way better than Photoshop, surprisingly. Theirs doesn't do so much. So you can zoom it, you can spin it so that you can have it at a different angle. I kind of like mine like this. I think it's pretty amazing that GIMP is better than Photoshop when it comes to this. So you can zoom way out, you can zoom way in. I'm going to put it about right there. Looks good. Say OK. Alright, now you can see we have a seamless tiny planet. So I think it would look a little better if I cropped the image a little bit. So I'm going to get the crop tool and get rid of some of the side area that we don't need. So you just drag a box around there where you want to crop it. Press Enter. And now we have a cropped image. Alright, now let's add some more things to our art. I have some files that I'll give to you, links for you. I'm going to give you some PNGs with the background already removed to make it easy. So we're going to copy that. You can use different images if you want to as well. And then we're going to paste. And then get the scale tool. Drag anywhere on there to make it smaller. Grab it by the center to move it. Once again, drag anywhere to make it smaller. And now I'm going to rotate it. Get the rotate tool and just rotate it around a little bit. And then get the move tool. Alright, let's make it a layer. So I press Enter and New Layer. GIMP kind of gets weird if you don't do that. When you paste something in, you need to press Enter and then New Layer. Alright, so I'm going to move it over here. Maybe scale it down a little bit, so just drag it by anywhere. move it from the center, drag anywhere. Alright, that looks good. So now I'm going to open up another PNG that I'll provide for you. Like I said, you can get your own if you want to, but I made it easy and have some that already have the backgrounds removed. So let's go to Edit, Copy, and then Paste. And you can scale it down with the scale tool, drag anywhere to scale it, and the center to move it. Anywhere to scale, center to move. Alright, press Enter and New Layer so that he's on a different layer. Alright, I'm going to move him a little bit more so that it looks like his foot's kind of coming out from the middle. And then I'm going to rotate him just a little bit. At any time if I'm talking too fast, just stop the video and see what I'm doing. I'm going to move him so his foot is coming out of the center. Alright, the next thing I want to do is darken his foot a little bit. So I'm going to get the Dodge and Burn tool. This is another thing that Photoshop has. Dodge means make something lighter, burn means make it darker. You can choose your brush and the hardness on that tab over here on the left. Alright, so down there it says burn. It might say Dodge when you first open it, so make sure it says burn. Just think of burn as darkening something, like if you burn your toast, you're darkening it. I'm just going to darken his leg a little bit so it kind of blends in to the center a little bit better. I think that looks good. Alright, we're going to open up one more picture and paste it in here. Find it. Okay, let's use this plane here. It already has the background removed. Just go to Edit, Copy, close it, then go to Edit, Paste. And I'm going to get the Scale tool, drag it anywhere to scale it, drag it by the center to move it, anywhere to scale. Let's make it a new layer, press Enter and click the Layer button. It's really important to do that in GIMP. It's unlike Photoshop. Alright, now I want to flip it. So get the Flip tool, just like you did when we were at the beginning of this project. And let's rotate it. I want to look like it's coming out of the middle. Scale it, drag it anywhere to scale it, grab it by the center to move it. Let's put it right about there. Alright, that's looking good to me. So you can use your own photos if you want, or use these that I provided. And then the last thing you need to do is get the text tool and type your name on the bottom right. You can change the color and the font and the size and everything over here on the left tab, as well as above the text. And then get the Move tool, and when you hover over the text, make sure you get the plus sign, and then you can move it wherever you want. Alright, that's it. So the next thing you need to do is save it. So if you just do a regular save, it will save it as an XCF, which is like a layered file. So do that. That way if you want to edit anything later, you have all your layers. But this is not the one that you turn into us. This one is just for you so you can edit it. So press Save. And now you need to make an export of a PNG or a JPEG, and that will be the one that you turn in to us for a grade. So make sure it says PNG or JPEG there. Alright, and then you press Export. Leave all the default settings there. You don't need to change anything, and just say Export. Alright, so that's it for the GIMP one. Now I'm going to show you how to do it in Photoshop for those of you that are using Photoshop. So we need to open our image in Photoshop, and the first thing you need to do in Photoshop is actually flip it upside down. It does it a little bit different. So go to Edit, Transform, Rotate 180. Alright, and go up here and get a Distort Polar Coordinates. And it doesn't have a lot of settings like GIMP. So there's not, it's not as cool in my opinion, but it'll work. All right, but what we needed to do actually was make it so it doesn't have that seam in the middle. So we're going to do what we did on the GIMP side and copy the left third of the image and paste it. I'm going to drag it over to the other side, do transform, flip horizontal. And that way we will have, matching endpoints so that it doesn't have a seam. So you can erase that top image that we just pasted so that it kind of blends in with the other one. All right. I'm going to get the spot healing brush to get rid of that antenna on here. I need to be on the right layer though. You'll see why I did that later because it kind of sticks up really high. All right, now let's merge them. So flatten image, layer, flatten image. Now we are ready to use the tiny planet after we flip it. So go up to the edit, transform, rotate 180. So it's upside down here, and then do your filter, distort, polar coordinates. Again, no options on this one like GIMP has. It's not as nice in my opinion. All right, it looks really warped out like an egg. So unlock your background, do Control T, and hold your Shift key, and just squish it together so it looks more round. And then you can say image crop so that we crop it there. All right, now we're going to open up the files that I provided. You can either find your own or use these. So we're going to copy this plane in, paste it, do Control T, reduce the size. You guys already know how to do this, so I don't really need to explain as much. Transform, flip it so it's going the other way. Drag the corner to rotate it and the corner to size it. You can put it over here and then press enter when you're done. Open up another file. Again, I'll provide all these links for you, or you can find your own in Pixabay. That's where I got these. Copy and paste, Control T, drag the corner to scale it, drag the corner to rotate it, move it where you want. I'm going to put it over here. All right, let's open up our other image, the image of the guy. And copy, paste, Control T, drag it down. Just have him coming out from the center. And then the last thing we want to do is darken his legs. So once again, get the burn tool and the dodge tool and the burn tool. Let's get the burn tool for this because burning means making it darker. Just darken his foot a little bit. All right, now the last thing you have to do is type your name on the bottom right. I'm not explaining this one as much because you guys already know Photoshop. And then move it to the right hand corner. And do File, Save. And save yourself a Photoshop and then export this as a JPEG for us to grade. The Photoshop file is just for you. The JPEG or PNG, either one, is for us to grade, and that's the one that you'll turn in. So that's how you do this in both programs.